Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today is a kind of very important session and a very uh, interesting and knowledgeful session we'll be having. Now, first of all, in this session, we'll be going through what are the basic skills get into DevOps, and then we'll go through what are the what are the skills in demand, how you should learn all the skills, then what are the extra kind of things that you need to take care of, then of course how to search for the DevOps jobs, and of course we'll talk about the impact of the AI into the DevOps suite. Okay, and we'll go through all that. Now, before starting the session, I would love to see that if my voice and video quality is coming fine or not, and of course from where you are joining the session. Any question that you might have, I'll definitely love to get all those questions. Let's see. I know the stream just got started, so let's see. Okay, seems people are joining, but do let me know in the comments that okay, you can see and hear all this, all sounds good or not. That's important. Let's see. People are joining. Great. Okay, so anyone join? Do let me know from where you're joining. Ah, okay, it's coming. Thank you for confirming. Yes, that is important. Okay, okay, everyone started confirming. Is good. I'm doing good, Rajesh. Hope you're doing good too. Yeah, good evening, Shantanu. Okay, one thing is that which one you choose. Okay, it's a good question. Which one you choose to become a beginner, AWS or Azure, depending on market? Okay, good. Keep the questions coming. These are the good questions I'm looking for. Okay. Hey, Roshan. Hey, Nikhil. Yes. Good evening, Adi. Great. So everyone joining. I think the notification is working. No, I'm actually coming live. I think after this kind of live session, I do it weekly. Thursday for boot camp. But yeah, this is good. Yeah, our beloved Guru is also online. It's good to see you. Okay, looks like everyone joining. It's great. Keep the questions coming. I'll be coming. I will today. Actually, I keep the session kind of special. I didn't have anything else. We'll go through all the questions. And hey, Sudarshan, it's glad meeting you. Just last day. We'll do all that. It's good. Okay, is there impact of ChatGPT? I will specifically talk about this. Keep listening, okay? I mean, this is one of the biggest question I get from every single person now, whoever I meet these days. I will cover that one. Okay, I will show you my perspective on how I use it. I'll show that one also. Hey Shamak, yes, see you at Pune. I'll be, if you guys don't know, I'll be coming as a speaker in Pune AWS community event and Terraform. It's a combined event happening. I'll be coming there. Okay. Hey David, Jerry from Lagos, Nigeria. Great. So, what do you think of can work? Okay, what do you think can SRE can work as a DevOps? We'll definitely over that one. Okay, so everything is good and everyone joining. This is great. Now, let me come to the first question. That I mean, we have to go topic by topic today. So, first thing, what are the skills that is required to become a DevOps engineer? Now, I will start from the basics and slowly, I'll move towards the advanced that knowledge skills that you need. Very first skill is Linux and shell scripting. And the reason also why I will be coming to that. First, how to learn Linux and shell scripting. Okay. So, first you have to learn the Linux command. So, like CMD, LS, SH commands, there's a lot of courses. I have the courses. I mean, many great creators have the courses. I don't think learning medium should be no problem. Everything's free these days. What additional thing? So you learn the commands first, very basic commands. Slowly you understand how to get the system data, CPU percentage, RAM usage percentage. If there is any issue happening system level, check the kernel logs or say event logs, or say if it's a cloud and cloud init log for each cloud service providers. This is how we get to know the problems, because once they hire the DevOps engineer or cloud engineer, if any problem happens, you need to debug the system, right? And if you can't, then they will question your credibility. So you need to have these skills as a kind of very basic skills. If you don't have that, you're in the right, not in the right side, the wrong side. Okay, so you should having that. And after just having the Linux skill set, okay, then is the shell scripting, because we need to automate stuff, right? And if it's small to medium complexity, we want that to be that automation to happen by shell scripting. Again, small to medium complexity, okay, there we need shell scripting so that we can automate stuff. Say for example, folder generation, for example, fetching some content from web or some xyz places, and then maybe process the data. Maybe you're collecting logs from the system, maybe Linux system or Windows, whatever it is. Then you're collecting the logs data and storing in S3 or maybe other cloud service providers, blob storage. Those are some common use cases. Okay, I mean, I'm just giving you very simple use cases. There are extreme use cases. For example, extreme use cases, say, so suppose you have around say 100 or 1,000 container running. From that container, all the error logs has to be collected, and for each that logs has to be in the namespace of that particular service as a namespace. And under that, what are the container id, or yeah, mainly container id, and what is the application is running. Think about the complexity from log collection to containerized log collection. So that's the advanced cases. It's just getting started there. Okay, so those you have to collect. Okay, so for that you need some kind of automation stuff. You cannot manually possibly collect all that data, right? So this is the basic skill you need to solve this basics problem. So that's why Linux and shell scripting is absolutely required. You don't have any shortcut. You can't have a shortcut. There is the right way to get started with the DevOps and cloud as a beginner. Okay, so after that, as I say, the problem statement is the smaller to medium. Then what if it's a complex problem statement? What are the complex problem statement? See, as a DevOps engineer, you have to automate a lot of stuff which are repetitive and time taking, but there's a chance of human error. That's why you're avoiding the human error by automating the stuff, right? Now, in terms for just for that use case, if you want to automate complicated tasks, for example, you are collecting from 10 possible, some you have databases, right? So you get fetching some data from the databases, maybe third party 1020 apis. You're collecting the data, you're processing, you're calculating, you're putting very complicated business logic calculation all there. That use case you should not handle by the shell scripting. It will be nightmare. You'll be pulling after say we getting started, which will feel easy. Then you will move into the complex part, right? And then you'll be pulling your hair. I've seen a lot of engineers fall into that wrong step. What should we be doing? You should be beginning with the high level programming language. Now, what are the high level programming language? Which are will be not, of course, doing the system level thing like assembly programming. No, we don't want you to do that. Instead, high level programming, which is easy to learn, easy to implement, and you have more of the documentation ready. For example, Python is the top one, I'll say, in the easiness. Then you have this Golang. Then you have JavaScript, and JavaScript, of course, you can do it on front end and in the back end. Okay, so these are the three, I will say, top programming language which is actually getting used. And out of this, Python and Go. Python is the most preferred one. After that is Go. Okay, so if you're just thinking what to start with, I would suggest start with Python. That's easy. You have minimum learning curve, and you can make the most outcome out of it. Okay, so that's why for the complicated use cases, you need at least one backend programming language, and that is, I will suggest, that is the Python. Okay. Now, after Python, if you feel like you can or should learn the Go, I mean, that's fine. I mean, you learn. There is no restriction on learning. I will even suggest, I mean, like for me particularly, I know Python, Go, Rust, Ruby on Rails. I worked on few months back. So a lot of programming language, which is giving me more exposure, more freelancing projects, right? I'm a freelancer, full-time freelancer. I get a lot of projects via that only to learn few many things which are in demand, and I get a lot of opportunities. So I will definitely suggest that one, right? After that, you're done with first the Linux shell scripting, then high-level programming language, that is Python or Go, whatever you prefer. After that is that cloud, because current market, there is no particularly good opportunity without cloud. If you want to become a DevOps engineer, you eventually have to be very good at cloud. I'm saying eventually, in the beginning, you're okay. Everyone is beginner. You are beginner. But as you move forward, you have to learn all this, good cloud services. Okay. So what the first thing? Everyone asks me, Sandeep, where to start? I mean, there are a lot of cloud, by the way. I mean, AWS, GCP, which is Google Cloud, by the way, and Azure, which is by Microsoft, and there is DigitalOcean, there is, XYZ, a lot of other cloud. I will not go too deep into that, but I mean, a lot to learn, right? So, how or where to start? Now, I just not because I'm a AWS hero or I'm just testing AWS. I will say it's. I mean, why I started. I will answer that first because I found AWS to be easier, lot of resources available, and completely free. I didn't have money, right? So I wanted something to learn that is cheaper or no cost at all because at that time I was not learning. I mean, earning that much like I do now, right? So that time I did very simple free courses, which I usually go for. Then as I move forward, as I'm learning, as I'm getting opportunities, I have the money. Then I go for the paid courses and other stuff. But that's slowly not happening in a single day. It take years and years. Then only able to do that. That's I would just you also if you don't have money, you're a student. Why not just start with free courses? I mean, I have the course and a lot of say Ranga. There is the I mean, a lot of people. I know a lot of people. They're doing excellent courses. So why not start with that, right? So start with the free courses of AWS. Then you learn, you practice. If you don't have account, suppose you're a student, then AWS, there is AWS Club. There is different free service provider who give you temporary AWS account. You can just search about it. And you'll see hundreds of such links. Okay, you can actually try on if you don't even have the AWS account. There is a way. Okay, now that is there. So you even if a student, even if you're college simple pass out or you're just a fresher, you have the exposure to now. Even if you don't have a credit card or don't even have a bank account, you can still get such access. Okay, of course paid options are there, like say a lot of websites, the Cloud Guru, and then I think Wishlab, they are giving you all this kind of virtual, or it's not virtual, so actually they're creating a temporary AWS account login, so you can use that credential to log in and practice, and within after a few hours, maybe one day, they're revoking the access. So you have a temporary access, whatever you want to access, experiment, and you're gone. Okay, so that's the thing. Now, after you're learning AWS, which is you're learning the basics, by the way, just basic service, say EC2, for example. Then you have this IAM for the authentication authorization. Then, for example, you're learning the EC2 EBS, the volume part. Then you're learning storage, the blob storage S3. Then the relational databases, for example, like uh, say RDS, this MySQL, PostgreSQL, or whatever the DBs are there, whatever you want and prefer the relation. If it's non-relation, then you have that there. I think DynamoDB, DocumentDB. Okay, then suppose you want to start with this cache system or maybe PubSub, then you have this Elastic Cache, Redis DB, of course. So there are a lot of options, lot of services you should be starting, and then slowly learning them, and slowly grasp them. That's the thing. You should not just learn and forget. The most problem I've seen, people learn and after a few days they forget. The reason, I mean, of course, there is a reason why they forget, because they don't practice enough, right? So uh, if you don't practice, you just keep learning, you will not be able to store us. It will be not in your brain for long. Okay, you will simply forget that away. So what I found, if I'm learning something, I'll be practicing this. I'll be trying to get a side project. As I say from the beginning, I think whenever I started career as a freelancer, even when I started sharing my journey, I started get a side job. And if you see this kind of layoffs and all, my views on that's so important, because no company is like your family, never treat that way. It's just they're subscribing to your services with some kind of salary. That should be your mindset, and you should be always giving additional offers so that you'll be stable in your life, and because of course you have a responsibility. So I'll be always saying that. So I'm not just that, I mean, my main point is that you can have side jobs so that you can experiment with your learning, so you'll never forget that. Okay, so that's the cloud part. You learn cloud, then experiment. There are of course a very good demand. Still, I will be showing you where are the demand, how to apply, and all that shortly. But there is still very high demand for cloud engineers, DevOps engineers. You should be exploring that. The problem is that you learn, you exactly don't know how to apply and how to get the jobs. Okay, this is where we'll be coming. We'll be suggesting all that, how to all that. Now, once you learn the cloud and cloud part, then there are in every cloud there is cloud SDKs. What are the cloud SDKs? So at the beginning it's okay, you are starting, you are manually making things to learn and practice, but in practical life people don't do manually. Okay, at least 90% I've seen don't do manually. They hire engineers, DevOps, cloud engineers, software engineers, and then they use the SDKs to like automate the stuff. Okay, so using Lambda and say or the serverless services, or maybe using I'll be coming to this Terraform, all this, cloud formation, all this to automate stuff. Okay, they don't do manually. So that you also have to learn over time all this automation stuff. I'll be coming how and from where to start. Okay, now that is the part, that is the, like, you learn the cloud. So you have now skills of what are the skills you have. You have system level skills, which is Linux scripting, so that you can automate smaller to medium. You have high level programming using Python or any high end programming languages. Then so that you can, then you learn the cloud, so that using cloud SDK and programming and the scripting skills, you can automate your cloud stuff. So we are coming here, there's a flow. See, one by one you're going up. Okay, and just after you learn this basic cloud, then focus on the automating stuff, infrastructure as a code. We call it ISC or infrastructure code. And what it does, just like I say a few minutes back, that we don't do things manually. We can't handle thousand servers manually manage, delete, and all that. We don't have that much time. Single resources, we're working startup companies, they also don't have time. We don't have time, right? They specifically freelancer work on multiple projects, right? So they already have less time. So what do? We have templates like this, ISC templates, which you already keep things ready, and you use that to quickly deliver infrastructure for the clients. Okay, and infrastructure is code, kind of like how you treat your application. You treat your infrastructure just like that. So you store your code. Using that code, you can create infrastructure, you can update infrastructure, or you can even destroy the infrastructure as per your need. Okay, which is kind of, it make you scalable. As I mean, whatever scale you want, you can achieve that. And not just that, I mean, if you just for testing purpose you're utilizing creating a stack and then no more required, you can delete it. So easy, right? There is no manual repetitive stuff. That's why many companies are after this skill set, just I talked about, right? Shell scripting, Linux programming, at least one programming, cloud. If you don't know cloud, if you don't know this programmings and this shell, you'll be having a very hard time implementing this ISE also. In the beginning, you will not understand, but as you move forward, you will see this because suppose you're creating a easy instance via the ISE, maybe Terraform, for example. But as the instance go up, you need to update that instances, this repository list. You may need to install some software as soon as it gets started. Maybe you need to install some boot script. Okay, so all that skill, if you don't know shell scripting, it will be very hard to achieve that things. Okay, so that's why everything you're learning is combining and will be helping you to achieve your goal. And after you're done with your, say, this this ISC part, at least one, I would say Terraform will be the best option, because it's Terraform, lot of demand, and I'll show you where the demand is also just after this. And there is many companies after this skill set, and we'll find a lot of opportunities. And since it's multi-cloud supported, it's not just one cloud. If you learn, say, Terraform, you know how it works, you know how to apply, you know how the GitOps works, which is treating infrastructure for CI/CD part. So you can achieve the CI/CD for infrastructure as well as making changes. They are getting applied based on approval, or maybe automatically to your target cloud. All that things. So that's the thing. So it will be slowly will be moving towards that way. And you have the ISE now. That's infrastructure as a code. After that is configuration management. Okay. And what is configuration management, by the way? So configuration management is simply that you have created instances, right? Of course, you can use shell scripting, but think about that. Sometimes shell scripting is there, but you need to make sure what you're applying that is there. All the configuration that you're doing. So software configuration. Suppose you want Nginx to be there, Apache to be there. You want some files to be there. All that you want to make sure. Then and you want to do the scale. So 10 servers, 20 servers, 1,000 servers, that kind of scale, you cannot manually go and check, right? There come these configuration management tools, which make sure, suppose you want any files in those remote servers, that is there. Suppose you want 10 software, 20 software, whatever software you want, is you're confirming that servers actually getting installed, and there, and suppose you have some version requirement, the version is matching with your required version. All that stuff you can do with this help of this configuration management tools. Okay, for example, I'll be giving you Ansible is the most popular one and most demand one. Okay, so that is the one that the companies are after. So if you have all these skills, specifically at least one backend programming, Linux scripting, all this knowledge, and this Terraform, and then this Ansible, all this combine actually. See, our ultimate goal is to have a perfect, or say at least production level infrastructure where you can host your application. We are reaching there, right? Now you have the required things to host application in the cloud. then what you need to monitor, right? So all these cloud platforms actually have their monitoring things and all. So cloud AWS of CloudWatch. There is, if you're running container, then is Prometheus, Grafana, a lot of tools are there. If I go too deep, like I keep talking about all these tools, so I'll not go there. So you have that. So what's that then? I mean, that's the monitoring and tool you'll find in all the clouds, and of course there are open source one which you can actually go for. And after that, you need to, like, what are the additional stuff? These are the pretty basics, I will say. Then come to the more tools that you require for the day-to-day jobs. Okay, I'll be first saying about that one is the containerization, and there's this Kubernetes, and that's very hot at the market. Even I am working with many companies, right? And you know what I'm working on? Containers, Kubernetes. Of course, I'll come to the CI/CD part, because now we are hosting app, so we need a, a pipeline to deploy our changes. I'll come to that. But before that, I mean, what are the things we'll be deploying? What are the things I'm working on, right? So it's mainly container Dockerization. We have to Docker the code, Dockerize the code, have the dependencies inside the containers. I mean, this Docker image, and we run as a container. And where we run using Kubernetes. So most cases, we are hosting application in the EKS. Sometime maybe other cloud AKS, or maybe GC, that Google Cloud, that Google Kubernetes engine, they are also GKE. So it depends. Sometimes even not just all the cloud, but other places also running, maybe running in the bare metal. So we have the requirements. Based on the requirement, we deploy. But ultimately, we're dealing with containers, it's Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, so that skill also required in this current market, I would say. And now you have application, you're hosting application, developers continuously making changes, and if the changes is the production or main branch that need to be deployed, so that you're developing features, right? And that features need to be served to the client. That's your goal. If you're developing a feature, you want that feature to be utilized by the users, so that you can generate revenue, or your company generate the revenue. That's important, right? Now, if the feature don't get released, or it's a buggy one, that's a problem, right? So you need CI/CD. The CI part is the continuous integration, where it check the integrity of the software that you. I mean, of course, it will build in the CI phase. It will build. It will run unit tests and all that. Then it will make sure it's okay, it's runnable. Then it will get deployed maybe to a test server or staging server. Then maybe someone will verify manual approval needed. Or if you're confident in your CI/CD system, then you may just maybe after, if you see the staging is running fine, you're running some automated staging servers, all good, you can deploy the production. For that is a deployment, that is continuous deployment. If all seems good, it's getting deployed. If something breaking, you need to notify the engineers and all that by your CI/CD tools only. There are a lot of plugins available. And when I'm talking about the CI/CD, what are the popular one? I will say, open source wise, Jenkins is the most popular. Even it's released many years back. Still, it's in demand. Still, I'm getting a lot of offers, a lot of opportunities, and sometimes opportunities come. Just you get $500, $600. It's a 1 or 2 hour job for me. I go and fix, and I get the money in my accounts. Okay, and it's now a lot of easy because of the PayPal. A lot of other this payment systems are there, which is helping pioneers there, which making the payment faster. So we get this kind of small gigs. If you have good knowledge over the CI/CD tools and all, it will be it's good. Because but it's not the basic level, by the way. I mean, because if they're not able to do something with the Jenkins, that means they're stuck on a very complicated issue. It's easy, their engineer are there, right? Why they will hire us? You need to go to a bit experiment. You have to experiment, of course, with the CI/CD. You need to work with different projects to get that expert level knowledge. Then only people will come to you to solve their problems, right? So that's one thing. CI/CD wise, I think Jenkins have very good opportunities even till now. Okay, of course there are a lot of other tools like TeamCD, um, Argo CDs. There's a lot of tools available. I mean, even all the cloud from, for example, AWS have the code build. Azure have their pipeline and all. So all cloud have their own tools now. Still, people prefer open source. They don't want to, you know, bind with any proprietary tools. That case, they use open source. If they're okay with, have a dependency on the proprietary tools, they will go with the cloud specific, wherever they're hosting their things. Okay. Now, now the problem part is that is there. Now, even if this where you host your code, that is the Git platforms, right? Say, for example, GitHub, there you have GitHub Actions. For example, this Bitbucket, you have Bitbucket pipelines, okay, which ultimately problem statement is to build the application, test the application, and deploy the application. So using that problem statement, a lot of tools available. First, always target the open source because people prefer the open source. Then target what is the most demanded now, which is the cloud tools. Okay. Third target should be this wherever you're hosting code is Git, this Git, Git one, then this GitLab CI/CD. So this should be your next target. This is how you should slowly will learn all this CI/CD part. Oh, okay, we are all with that. I mean, CI/CD, shell scripting, Linux, then programming. We're done with this infrastructure code, configuration in Ansible, then container and Kubernetes, and of course monitoring and solution. All cloud service provider have, and open source you have this Prometheus, Grafana, and many other tools are there. Okay, so that is the basic skill. What have I talked about till now? All these are basic skills. If you don't have these skills, you will find it very very hard to get the DevOps opportunities or in the current market. Okay, that's the demand part. Okay, now you're done with this tools. If you have the skills, you get an offer, you get a job, right? Of course not an easy way. Maybe I'm saying it sounds easy, but it's hard. You will be even applying for 20 jobs as a beginner, and maybe you'll get one. That's also questionable if you don't have the demo project to show, or if you don't have the proper knowledge to show. So always I say, you're practicing something, make sure you have some kind of demo prepared. You should have some kind of proof that you did something with that knowledge, so that you can at least show that off to the recruiters, because they want visual proof, right? If you don't have a visual proof, that's a problem. So you should have all those things, right? Now, till now I talked about what are the skills required, right? So let's see what are the question I might have in from my LinkedIn and YouTube audience, and I'll be answering them, and then I'll move to the next topic. Okay, that is the next topic will be current market for DevOps engineer, where to focus. I'll come to that, but let me just quickly go over all the questions. I have a lot of questions, so I'll just quickly go over that. um Let me see. Okay, again, one question that I found interesting, that SRE can work with. See, SRE, whatever the responsibilities they have, kind of overlap with the DevOps. So, of course, the skill level also kind of matched. But as a SRE, your main goal is to make sure the solution that is already deployed, you're maintaining that, you're making sure that doesn't go down. You're, of course, high availability, monitoring, and all that. So, mainly keeping the solutions deployed to be more secure, more running, and more finer. Okay, but DevOps kind of same, but it's a bit different because you are from the again from the root level. Your the communication part of the entire team is important. Then CI/CD part, of course, sometimes CI/CD also take care of this CSRE, but that's what I'm saying. The responsibilities overlap, but DevOps have a higher scope. Okay, so yes, if you have a CI/SRE, you want to move to DevOps, is actually kind of very easy because again your skills overlapped. Okay, so no, this Sudarshan saying how to kickstart the DevOps and prerequisites. I think if you guys are listening from the beginning, you now have a very clear idea what are the skills you need to become a DevOps engineer. Okay, now these are the the programming skill. Okay, I didn't talk about the soft skills. Okay, let me talk about the soft skills. What are the soft skills you need? That means the behavioral skills. Okay, see, you will be working with team as a DevOps engineer. You will be not like a independent engineer working yourself programming. No, this is not DevOps. If you are a DevOps engineer, that means you're working with the dev team, getting the requirements, making sure system is there. Even if they don't ask something, okay, say you see there's a requirement, there need to be some tools need to be implemented, some service need to be implemented. You have to propose them. So communication need to be very good with the dev team, of course, the operation team also, because they are making sure that things are operating properly. There is no downtime and all that. So as a DevOps engineer, you have to see everything. The dev part, the make sure the systems are there to support the application to deploy smoothly. CI/CD part has to be very good there. Monitoring part has to be very good. All this your responsibility you have to take care of. Then operation part, any downtime, you have to make sure that doesn't happen, of course. But things go bad, things happen. You have to be having all this DR in place. You have to be all this. DR means disaster recovery, by the way. And then their system need to be there, automatically creating a replica infrastructure if something goes bad, maybe another region. All these things you have to plan. It's not a single day job, maybe few months job also, weekly or months job. Okay, you have to be making sure if it's not there, you propose to the management or the operation, that say all the teams, to be honest, because everyone's responsibility. Then approve it, deploy, implement it, and have these things in place. Okay, so that other things needs to be there as a DevOps engineer. I'm just saying, not just the hard skill, soft skill, that is the behavioral. Have a good communication with the DevOps team, then maybe the stakeholders, maybe the CTO, maybe the your leads. You need to be, with that. So good communication is important. Okay. Okay. So Dalit saying Delhi NCR, not at this moment, maybe in future will definitely come. Next question, please share the path to get started. I think, yeah, sure. I think by now you know how to get started in the DevOps. Okay, you know the skills requirements. So, any scope freelance? I mean, see, I'm a pure freelancer, working full time freelancer as a DevOps engineer. So, yeah, you look at me. I'm doing that. I get opportunities from different. I mean, I also look for the opportunities. Most of time these days, people know me. They're offering opportunities not that hard. Still, I'm not just accepting that. I'm trying to get even better opportunities, better paying opportunities, so that, I mean, I am not dependent. I want the practice, that to, challenging practices, because when I apply, most probably they don't know me. That should be the my challenging for me. Like, if people know me, that's not challenging. If they don't know me, they ask the hard question, I answer the question. If I can't, it's okay. I'm learning, I'm improving. That's what I'm after. So yes, freelancing opportunities, DevOps there. It's, if you want very good quality opportunity, that's not easy. You have to work hard. You'll be failing. Learn from your failures. Practice. There's no alternative practice, and eventually you get the opportunities as a DevOps. And where you can just get those opportunities, many freelancing sites are there. I can just, keep saying the names, and you will be forget to count. I will say start with the, say, Upwork or say freelancing.com, TopTal, like very good opportunities there. Turing, of course, good opportunities. So these are the places where the top leaders you can get opportunities from. Okay. Okay, whoever, I don't see the name, but thank you for joining. um, One of my friends has a career gap. How many months of career gap acceptable? It doesn't matter. Even if you have 1 year, 2 year, 3 year gap, we don't care. I mean, if you have the right skill set, if you have the right mindset, if you have the skills, who's blocking you? I mean, I never seen any problem for the career gap. If you have the knowledge, skills, experience, nothing matters. Okay. Then let's see the questions. How to get jobs in DevOps field? See, there are, I mean, it's the problem statement here. Um, for DevOps engineer, all the skill set, programming, system, all that is hard to achieve. You cannot do quickly. It takes time after time, maybe 1 year, 2 years. That's why, the companies prefers, okay, even if some influencers, some people saying you can get 40, 50 lakhs as a fresher, I say they're lying, okay, just to get some, views and content. I don't feel that way. You can get the opportunities, but you will not get that much of money and the current market showing the reality, all the layoffs going on, right? Some talk nonsense. I will not talk nonsense. I will simply say to you, of course there is job, but it's not hard to get as a fresher. You will have challenges because the skill set that I told you, it's not easy to get or easy to not. It takes time, and you need practice. You need to join a company, maybe as a software engineer, maybe as a, system engineer. Then slowly develop the skill. Then you apply to bigger, say, medium, junior, or say uh, mid senior DevOps engineer. Then you develop skill and become, senior DevOps engineer. It takes time, but you will have the opportunities. Okay, slowly will go there. Okay, we'll reach that part. So yes, even if you have one experience, if you have the right skill set, you can get the entry level opportunities. Okay. I think yes, Dinesh gave a very good answer. He said they're almost ready to work with it because skill overlap, right? So common skill between SRE and DevOps, so it's easy for them, just like I said. Okay, it's Worship saying that I'm looking for remote DevOps job since 1.5 year. Oh, it's a long time. Done everything also using Linux in childhood. Okay, Mike. So yeah, if anyone have opportunities, please check for Worship. Then why is it so difficult to get foreign DevOps engineer jobs? I will see. So David, I will say it's not difficult. The difficult part is the communication. Foreign part, we are not natives English speaker. I mean, I'm a Bengali guy. Okay, so it's not like, overnight. I mean, I'm not saying that good in English. I speak very fast, unfortunately. But because maybe I work with these US UK guys and, try to match their unknowingly, I try to match them. This happens. It's fine, but the problem part is mostly communication, because you have to be very good at oral communication as well as the written communication. and it takes time for us to match that their level. So that's why it's sometimes difficult. But if you know keep working on with different clients, and not just DevOps engineers specifically, if you keep working on, slowly you'll reach that level, at least the workable or the provision level. Then you will have not have this problem. So having the communication skill improvement, no matter is it DevOps or say SRE or say the development engineers, will be have no problem. We'll have opportunities. Okay. It's Rajan saying that Bhaiya, in BTech college student, what is the future of cloud and DevOps in terms of jobs? Also, how much DSA requires to start this roadmap? Okay, I will give you a very clear cut answer. Okay, DevOps, cloud and DevOps jobs will be staying in the market for next 10 years. You can just write it down. I'm saying you can write it down. I will be there as a DevOps engineer or cloud engineer, maybe some big position. I can support this. I will still say I was right because I have, of course, is my market analysis. I talk with a lot of engineers. What is the difference? In all these years, there will be new technologies, new skills. So even if the position stays, the tools that we are using today may not be using in the future. So as the technology field and market evolve and the tool set requirement evolve, even if the position is cloud and DevOps, you have to learn new technologies, new cloud, new things. Because of course there will be challenges. Even I'm saying AWS in future, maybe something better come than AWS, and they can take the market. For example, this chat GPT came and they've blown the Google AI things. People now prefer the chat GPT over Google AI. So anything can happen. Nobody even imagined that OpenAI or something like come and they will dominate Google. So it's not like it's not an impossible thing. Okay, it's just that some new tool will come. You have to master them to get your livelihood. Okay, that you should be after. Hey, Shreya. Yeah, BTech student. Yeah. So as I say, oh yeah, I think I missed that DSA part. So even for me specifically, I don't have this particular DSA knowledge. I just know how the basic, not basic, but I know programming is how it works. Some I know things how to make it done. Okay, that knowledge is required. DSA, I mean I've given so many interviews, right? Direct client interviews, and as a DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, nobody asked me this DSA related question. Okay, now if your goal is to get into say cloud, this Google or maybe AWS like Amazon or Meta, then they have a basic review. I mean, if it's a product manager job, take product manager, they're asking DSA question to them. As far as I've heard, I'm not giving the interview in this big techs, but I heard them. Okay, I never have the goal to come into this, join this big techs, right? So I never given. But if you have a plan to join all these big tech companies, then only I think it's required to have. I think Striver guy is very good at this. I mean, I'd heard from many people. There is some channel for Striver. I don't know that name. They have this free, this DSA things. You can check that one if you want to. Okay, but again saying for cloud DevOps engineer, I never faced a DSA question till now. Here's Sandip, please suggest a good tutorial for EKS CIC. I already have in my channel. Look for this EKS. I have it there. Okay. Jan from the United Kingdom. Thanks for advices. Welcome. Sandeep, can you record? This is already getting recorded. This is good. I think it's already answered. Why is Armand saying that why it's difficult to get remote jobs? It's not. I mean, it's not difficult if you have the right skill set and you have the better communication. But yes, at the beginning you'll find it difficult. You have to overcome that so that it become easy for you. Okay. Now let's go for the next one. By a big, I think that's done. Okay. Okay, yes, I think good question. Why in BTech college? What are the future of DevOps? I think that's already answered. Okay, then I'm just moving to the rest of the topics. Then I will come back again on this. Okay, just have the looks there. Let me just remove that one first. Hide current comment. Okay, now I think that's this next important part is that current market for the DevOps engineer. Okay, so what is the current market for the DevOps engineer? Where to focus? So I mean, the basic skills or whatever I said, you need that. Okay, you cannot go out of that loop. You need to have all this. Additionally, where to focus, I would say. Let me show you how I find out where to focus. I think that's important, right? So let me quickly show you this. Let me quickly share you the screen quickly. Okay. I hope you can see the screen. Okay. So how I see the opportunities, how I found what is important or not. Okay, this is how. So I usually go for the say DevOps on cloud or maybe any country, specifically Singapore. I have few clients these days. Good. So there I understand the market. I understand what is the requirement, what is the payment. Sometimes I also get from different resources. What could be the possible payments? So I see. Just look for the DevOps. I mean, I'm giving as example of this. LinkedIn. I'll go others. I'll show the other sites. See, for example, this I don't know this company Web3 auth, but just look at the requirement. So system reliability and all that. Okay, that's common, which is ultimately Linux scripting part. Then if you see K8's class, which is the Kubernetes, they will say okay, skill see Docker, uh, Amazon Web Services, and GCP, AWS GCP. See the Terraform, Kubernetes, Docker. You understand, and you see, just look at 3 4 5 things, you'll find a pattern. Let's come the next one, Stormx or whatever is the company name. See, AWS, ISE, that is Pulumi. Now Pulumi you need programming language, by the way. For Terraform, the HashiCorp programming, if you know a bit of JSON or all this YML stuff, it will be easy for you to learn this Terraform HCL programming language, which is HashiCorp programming language. Okay. Then or cloud formation and civil. Now this all this not okay. So Pulumi, CloudFormation, and Terraform are the ISE, infrastructure as a code tools. Ansible is a configuration management tool. Okay, just to be clear. And see, 3 year experience, 8 year experience on DevOps. Some say 8 years, but even if you have 4 to 5 year experience, you're good. You can apply this position, you will have it. Okay, don't worry. Then strong understanding of CI/CD, GitHub action. As I say, it's not open source all the time. You need to have other tool experience. As I just learn with the this Jenkins and all. Then of course learn about the other leading tools. For example, GitHub Action or Circle CI or say GitLab CI. Okay, so those are the required part. Okay, what I will again suggest, go through all this option and say AWS DevOps, for example. Just go and there's a infrastructure code, Amazon Web. So you find the most common pattern where you need to focus. I mean, the question where you need to focus is the what is the most common skills that everyone asking for is the focus point of view, because you have the most common part. You already covered the all the most of the companies. Okay, then some skill here and there you can adjust. You can say we can learn after joining the job, and that's fine. They will be allowing you. So look at all these opportunities. Okay, and you'll find the common part where you need to say programming language, Python they want. As I say, Python, DevOps, and all these other skills. You just have to go through and check what is the most common part, and not just one site. I will encourage you to check to the say job site, say Indeed, Simply Hired, CareerJet, Job Robot. You can go by the country that way. Okay, so explore. You have to explore to find out what is the common skills, what are the focus areas. And as far as I have my market research, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, Ansible, and CI/CD, such as say this Jenkins, uh, GitHub Actions, GitLab CI. Okay, of course, cloud part AWS and Azure is the most demanded one. There you will find the opportunities. Okay, this is how I do my research. I go through countless. This is five. That to be honest, I go for so many tabs. I don't count how many tabs I've opened. I go explore all that. So that is how I do it, and that is I can suggest. Okay, you can also check that way to find out what is the opportunities you have, or what is the focus area you should focus to get the opportunities. Okay. Now, I think now that covers. Let's go to the next topic, which is the what kind of career opportunities available for DevOps. So now, based on your experience levels, there are many kind of opportunities. At a starter level, I will say system admin, or maybe infrastructure engineer, or maybe SRE, or maybe for example junior DevOps engineer. These are the entry level points. Okay, as you mature through say 1 year or 2 year, then you go for the mid-level opportunities. So mid DevOps engineer or mid SREs and all that. There you experiment hands-on experience and some specialized knowledge in some tools, say infrastructure as a code tool, say Terraform. Then you have some high-level programming, so Python. I mean, you're getting experience that moment, right? Slowly move towards the experience load. Of course, that moment you should have the very good communication with your clients, because You want to handle the clients more. There is the money, right? There is you get paid more. There you should be focusing, and try to get, I mean, side projects. As I always suggest, there should be no more I mean, if you want the greater stability, you should have the clients you should work with the clients directly. Okay. Now, where to look for the opportunity? I have shown you this many sites, say LinkedIn jobs, simply hired. But you know what happens? Many people, not just many, so many people apply for the same job, right? And for all this, this, I will not blame the HR, or say sometimes the clients directly hire. They cannot go through all the applications. So what should be the strategy wise? First, have your very good looking resume. You can use Nova resume or many resume site available now. AI tools are there. You can generate a eye catching resume. Have the resume ready. Now what you should do, whoever is the hiring manager or hiring person, directly try to contact them. Don't send a LinkedIn connect request. Okay. You know why? Because I have, more than 1,000 connect requests and I cannot accept because 30,000 fields. So most cases for them also could be the reason. So they cannot. Instead, if you can somehow get the email, or maybe somehow you can use this LinkedIn email credits and all, you try to send the, say, uh, I would be love to apply for your company. Your this product interest me. I would love to join your company. I have this skill set. I would love to work with your team. You have to give them insight that you did your research well. You have the right skill set. Then they can give you preference. Okay. Simply, what these guys do, they simply click on reject because they don't have time. Whatever come to their ATS, and they, even if it's a bad candidate, ATS rectify, and they're so tired of this recruiting. Sometimes they quickly hire anybody. Okay, which is wrong. Again, not every recruiter do that, but sometimes they get frustrated. Okay, so what I will suggest, if you have the right skill set, if you have the good communication, and you try to reach directly to the client, you will get better opportunities than the rest of the guys. Okay, because this is competition. Of course, you are DevOps engineer. There are 1,000 DevOps engineer, maybe targeting the same opportunity. Everyone want the job. Everyone want to get the better opportunity. Everyone to feed the family well, right? So it's a competition. If you think or not think, that doesn't matter. It's there. You have to go above and beyond the competition. So you need to do that by your skills. You need to show the skills to the recruiter so that they can hire you. Certification play a good role in cases if you have a professional certification. So they have the requirements. So specifically this AWS partners or Azure partners or GCP partners, they prefer to hire a certified guy. Okay, because they have some quota and requirements to get the projects from the main clouds. So that's why, even if you have this certification, you should highlight them, and maybe you want to mention the validity of it. Okay, it should renew also. So we mention them. Maybe there's a filter already going on, non-certified rejected by default, which is, I have seen already many companies do that. So that's competition already reduced 50% or 60%. Then there, if you have the right skill set, you might get shortlisted after an interview and you get the job also. So again, all this experience also matters. No, I don't know why this video feed gone. Give me one moment. Unfortunately, the video feed is gone. It's okay. Anyway, if that happens, it's okay. I can use my default camera and continue the session. Sometimes things like that happens. Fine. Okay. So that is there. Now, let me quickly check what are the comments we have there. Okay. So it's all good. I mean, you need to have the right skill set. You apply and like directly reach out the recruiters, and you will get the opportunity. Okay. Let me see. What are the next questioning have? Balance I will remove. I will come to the impact of AI and all, but let me see what are the question. What are the more important question I have there? Mm, Quickly checking. Okay, so this question, so it's by Raj Kiran. The DevOps and cloud architect, your opinion, job availability. See, jobs are there, as I say. You search on LinkedIn or any good website, there are many jobs, many opportunities. But of course, you need to go through a bit of sorting process, and sometimes it's time taking process to get the opportunities. It's there. It's hard to get, but it's there. Okay, but with the right skill set, right experience level, we'll get it quickly. Let's see the next question. One of my friends has 15 years experience in data center and networking. Good. He's not getting enough interview calls. And that's the reason, 15-year experience in data center. I don't know the exact skills of Aditya, but look at the skills he have. If you have the, see, in the market, for market, you have to look at what are the most eligible skills. Just like I was showing you in the LinkedIn side, right? That what are the opportunities you can have. Need to look what is the most demanded skills over the years and times. Like 15 years is so many much years, right? You have to slowly learn all these new technologies. If you don't learn the new technologies, your skills get obsoleted, right? And your demand also get down. So you have to evolve with the market. You have to learn the new techs as soon as possible. Okay, I mean, whatever his friend you want to. If he's not getting interview calls, most probably because he doesn't have the market required skill. That's the thing. And what are the career path will suggest along with the possible roadmap. Now it's all based on the interest, what he want to give the data center networking job. So whatever is the current market requirement, you need to learn. If it's come to the DevOps and cloud and all these things, then the skills that I have mentioned in the beginning of the session, you need to learn all that. Okay, let's see what's the next one. Let me quickly try to. Okay, anyway, whatever is okay, let's just go with it. What is the next thing? Is DevOps and cloud? Is it DevOps and cloud solution? Okay, I mean, if the person you are talking about want to claim to learn DevOps, the tools that are suggested, you should to go that way. I think one Dinesh gives the answer that DevOps seems to be easy option for him as he's already prepared data center and networking. Yeah, no, it's not just DevOps. Cloud is also because it's the data center. Not he knows how the actual cloud works. Okay, so it's good. That also a good option for him. So it's Rajan Bhaiya from I'm from Kolkata BTech college student. What is the future in cloud DevOps in terms of job and also how much? As I say, I think I'm saying that from the beginning many times. It's there will be jobs in 5-10 years also. Just new skills will get added, new technologies will be there. You have to learn all that. Okay. Let me try. This is a roadmap if you have any information. Um, Roadmap wise, as I say, from the if you just whatever your friend, you just for the video, so you can see the first what are the skills that I mentioned. You need that one based on his target. Um, how to get a jobs engineering with DevOps jobs, the DevOps. It's from Karthia. Karthia. Sorry if I'm spelling it wrong. So for with 1.5 years experience. Um, as I said, experience is okay. You need to have the right skill set. If you have the right skill set, you will definitely have the opportunities. See, I think these don't say the same thing. Okay. Um, yeah. What production or live issues did you face in case? Oh my god, don't just ask me. I could have, list you countless issues beginning with this, exponential back or not exponential back. It's just some back of error because of sometime, the space get full. Even if with all the errors, sometimes too many alerts, we missed all these things. Then, version things, oh my, every time is get depreciated and we need to quickly, update. And of course, thinking in the mind, okay, nothing should be down. It should be a rolling update process. We need to think of the backups. Then sometime the server get overloaded, issues and issues. Live is full of with issues, and because these issues exist only, we have the opportunity, we have the job, we have all this high payment, right? If there is no problem, then why they hire us? So yeah, a lot of errors, as I say, production live issues is mostly some space issues, memory too much usage, memory leak, as I say. Then there is CPU too much consumption, that issue. So we have to optimize the code. It's not always the infrastructure. Sometimes it's the code also. If you have a bug in the code which run out forever, I mean loop forever, then what is the fault of infrastructure, right? The application will go down anyway. So those things need to be improved, right? Things I job at okay, I think already covered. Can you explain freelance issue is fixing freelance issue fixing explain freelance issue? Yeah, that issue was the Jenkins. They want the monitoring setup that's not happening there, and they wanted to automatically provision new instances on cloud, which is they are facing issues. Of course, there are AMI was like loading like forever. I think it's already long time back. How much? 1 year, around 8 9 months back. Okay, that guy was trying so hard but not able to start the cloud instance. Is crashing, and even if some he success for some other projects, it is loading like forever. So I fine-tuned that thing, I made it working fine. It's scaling properly, it's scaling down also properly, all this stuff I did long time back. I think it's one issue this niching, not an issue, but in production you guys can do upgrade. Yeah, it's so much pain to be honest. Okay. Yeah, so if SRE mainly, if okay, I think it's question to Dinesh. I will not skip that one. How DevOps is different from the data ops? So data ops, they're focused on the data pipeline, data engineering, more of the data coding into production and meaning, getting the result from the meaningful results. Okay, DevOps, like pure DevOps, it involves communication between teams, get the requirements, getting the CI/CD pipeline in place, optimizing the servers, maintaining all the deployment flow working fine, application performance improvement and all. Then this infrastructure deployment, all these things are pure DevOps. Again, DataOps also can have some of this, but DevOps specifically more inclining towards the coding part. Okay. Let's see. Most important skill for DevOps fresher. I would say most important for DevOps fresher is the this shell scripting, Linux, one programming, that is Python, uh, then one cloud. I would say start with the AWS. Then you have this what do you call it? Infra as a code. That is okay even if you don't have that. If you have all these other skills I said, is okay. But if you know infra as a code such as maybe Terraform, you'll be in good position. Ansible is optional. Say monitoring and all the other stuff is optional, but system level is actually very crucial. Okay, as I say, there's in the LinkedIn you'll have a lot of opportunities. In the that one, in Turing, TopTal, Freelance.com, Upwork, you know, a lot of websites, right? You can apply there. I think that's the same answer for Reem also. Is DSA algo and design needed for DevOps engineer as well? It's from Aditya. I actually didn't face the DSA question as so many years with DevOps engineer giving different interviews to different companies. But it depends company to company. If the company want their engineers to be DSA, which they can never use in the DevOps field, they can. Is MacBook with Apple hardware a good setup for all DevOps, a cloud, Terraform? I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm using, of course, Docker and case. I'm using the MacBook from last how many years? 6 years probably. I didn't find issues. Of course, as years pass, I intend to improve Mac. I keep upgrading, and current setup, for example, is Mac. I think M1 Max thing with all spec max out is for me. I will say it's too much cost. Maybe it will be not good for other thing, but you can go for the lower version or lower requirements. It's okay. The MacBook is good, by the way. But if you have a low budget and just getting started low budget, you should start with Ubuntu. Like I will say, I'll show a laptop. Like see, this is a very this is a very cheaper laptop. You can go like this example. Go with the metal kind of thing. A very not that weighty. It will be better. Okay. That's done. Now, being a solution architect, is it important? Being a solution architect, is it important for me to learn DevOps skills or just high level knowledge is enough? Yeah, being a solution architect, you need to learn all this complicated DevOps techs. I mean, you just go over, says a higher level overview that will be more than enough. Okay. Yeah, system design. I think maybe I missed the system design, but yeah, system design is required because you will be designing systems, right? The DSA, that's the same. It's depend on the companies. And I'm saying certification is important for beginners. I will say some kind of BS because you want the job somehow, right? And you need to show the credibility to the clients. So in that case, of course, certification could play a big role for you. From Aditya saying, as a system architect, what DevOps skills mostly develop and should focus? System architect, I would say this, shell scripting, then Linux, different flavor of Linux, I would say that is important. Then there is, infrastructure code, then configuration management like Ansible, Salt, and all this is good. Okay, CI/CD, and like, see, all the tools that I say all important, but system architect point of view, this cloud system, not I mean, cloud also you have to learn, because this day without cloud nothing is there, right? Can you please record this from Sanjeev? Can you? Yes, it's the recording session both in the YouTube and LinkedIn getting recorded. Unfortunately, my camera juice battery died, but yeah, I have the inbuilt camera, which is not great, but okay, काम चल जाएगा that way. So what your thought in ML ops? And ML ops is actually not a concept anymore. It's actually a a practical implementation available in many places. AWS, you see this predictive cost analysis based EC2 instance planning, or many cloud actually having all these tools and tech sets. They have a lot of services, paid services just for this. Okay, so it's there, it's booming, I would say. You have to see where you can apply. It's not like every place is a like it's not like you put AIML everywhere. You see, there is any requirement you have, then only. If you don't have the requirement, don't complicate your things. Okay, I want to keep things simple, to be honest. If it doesn't require complicated setup, don't even try for it. If it has to, there is no other way, then only go into the complexity. I will avoid the complexity at any cost. Hey Chirag, seeing you long time after a long time. I hope you have good times and all. Yeah, it's already getting recorded. Striver challenge. Oh yeah, Striver challenge take you forward. I think it's good for DSA and all that. You can go for that one. Let's go. Okay. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, I'm good. I'm looking good. Docs. I say CI/CD pipeline. It depends based on what tool you're looking for, but yeah, there is good documentation available because all tools are now matured. You think about any cloud tools, or say Jenkins is also very very much matured these days. I cannot get my hands on around DevOps. Is it tools or is it the culture? Why people over process over tools? I didn't get the question properly. Let me try to analyze the question. So I cannot get my hands around DevOps. Is it tools or is it the culture? When you're starting up, it's learn the culture part or the requirement part. Why when you use such a tools, any tools, ABCD, whatever tools, for example, even CI/CD. Even if you're running a code, if you have a source code, you need to build, you need to test, you need to deploy. Then only you need a CI/CD, right? If you don't have the requirement, most cases, I mean, I would say 99% companies require CI/CD pipeline, but yeah, it's all the requirement. If you just they hire you for the infrastructure as a code, if you don't have the requirement, for example, this GitOps or CI/CD for the infra as a code, then you don't need to do CI/CD. It's all based on the requirement, I would say. Now I'm saying certification important for beginners in DevOps cloud. Yes, first beginners I'm saying, or the freshers, I would say certification is somewhat required. Okay, it's not like if you have a certificate you will get a job. Whoever say that you have certificate you get job, they're the scammer. I'll just write it down. They're the pure scammer, nothing else, just trying to feed content, feed out of you, nothing else. Certification required in the sense you get a gate pass. So you have a certificate, maybe there's 100 applicant, 100 freshers. They will first filter based on, okay, this guy has the certificate, good for us. These guys don't have certificate, they didn't put the effort of getting certified, because certification is a gate pass. Okay, you have certification, you may get the interview call faster. That I would say. You will not get the job. You get the job after the assess your skills. If you have the right skills, you will get the job. Okay. So what should be the priority for freshers? Is it tools or should you should get best practices? Company expects from freshers. Company expects freshers to be in a learning mode, because they will be spending on your training more, right? So you have to show them welcoming part of you, and show the learning part of you, show that you're interested in technologies, you're interested to learn things. If you don't show that part, they'll be not interested. Okay, so learn the new things. Again, the basic I have explained multiple times. Study the basics, then ask the company that you want to learn more, you want to join the company, you like their cause, then you'll get the better opportunities there. Okay. To learn with programming. Yeah, just as I said in the beginning, those things, big Kubernetes Docker. I would say Kubernetes part, you may just learn the basics. You don't need to go with the too much advanced things, but the basics, I would say. Jenkins and Docker is easy, so you should go with the first. What do you prefer? Okay, what you prefer AWS Azure, which is good for future DevOps? See, for DevOps, and see, first thing is where you are deploying application. It's most probably they have, companies have credits, and wherever they have the credits, they want to save the money, they will host there. It doesn't matter, it's AWS, Azure, it's the whoever gives the most credit. Okay. Then part is that if you are AWS and or Azure, then they have to learn their tools. Sometimes, people like this companies prefer to have open source tools because they want to avoid this vendor locking. Okay. They can't ultimately, but they try their hard, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, it's good. I think next Dinesh is web development. No, I will say even this question to Dinesh, but web development is not a prerequisite for learning DevOps. If you can, is good. Tanay Pata, I mean, of course, I say if you can is good. What Tanay say or Ranga says is good, but it's not like if you don't know this web development will not get opportunities. But if you can, the it's what they're asking you, or they're suggesting you to learn the process, how they're developing front end application, how they're developing the backing application, how all these pieces sit together. So if you learn the process, you don't have to go very deep. Just learn the process, learn the requirements, what they're doing. That what they're asking you. Okay. It's not good. Yes, there's been to the back end. It's, I will not say Dinesh that's true, because sometimes you need to deploy the front end application. For example, if anyone making the front end changes, then that need to be processed, that need to be built to happen. You need to run the unit test cases. Say it's in the React, then the React. I forgot the tool name, but React have its own J something is there. I think Mocha is there anyway. So some kind of tools they need to be run and check the test cases. So yeah. Uh, okay. Now please refer to this. If you have a skills, experience, job. Okay. If you have the skills and experience, jobs are always experience. Yes. Okay. Now you can look at the Guru's one. Um, so one of my friends, our 40, is above 40 years. Can he actually, that's a very, I like this question. Actually, I know a guy, senior, very senior. His age is around 49 or 48. I asked last time around that. And he actually started learning DevOps. He learned DevOps. He joined as a senior DevOps engineer, even if just learned because of the software development experience come into play. And he, mostly as a programming, Python, um, Java, not Java, Ruby on Rails, and all these skills. And he quickly get it because he have the knowledge, he have the skills. He learned some, missing DevOps tools he learned, and he actually get a good opportunity. So this is possible. Okay. Now we already have a roadmap for AWS admin, or a planning for some session for the same. I don't have any plan, but I may look at it. Okay, I may look at it some if I need to make such plans. Okay. Yeah, I think Vietnamese three age is not an issue. There was a study cloud a good part. Yeah. Best story show experience DevOps with okay, best story show. So if you want to show them of the real experiences, make sure that the code that code, share the code in GitHub so they can quickly check that. Show, make some videos, or write some blogs, tutorials which you can refer to them. See, I've written this, that. So even if you don't have the real time experience, you can show them, okay, you know the topic, you know what you are doing, so they can give a positive view on your skills. Okay. Is learning data engineering good for beginners? If you want to become a data engineer or data science engineer, I mean, it's a good thing. Is cloud security knowledge required? Yes. I mean, even if it's not written as a written requirement, but it's required. Okay. Sandeep, I want to learn and explore and get better opportunity at DevOps. Currently working as Azure DevOps engineer, aiming to become. I mean, yeah, just have this. If you, I think maybe join the last. Check the go to very after the video ends. Go to the beginning of the video. You'll see the tools or the technology I've said. You'll be in good position. Mm, thing yes, doing some experiment projects, and yeah, experiment projects mainly make a demo, because even if you're doing projects, if you can't show the projects, what's the how you going to utilize that, right? Okay, so Hasandeep, your thoughts on data engineering? So I think some question back or someone say that. I will say again, data engineering focus on the data pipelines, data making meaningful result of the data, right? So if you have the knack for it, if you want to do it, do it. Yes. Okay. How do you keep yourself? That's a good question. So, how do you keep yourself updated and with all the things happening in DevOps? I'm currently working as a DevOps engineer, aiming to architect. Okay, things keep changing. Okay, and you can or you can utilize all the tools you have right now. I mean, I can say the Chat GPT. You can just ask him what are the skills, what are the latest update on DevOps, latest model actually, then can say, or you can just Google about the latest thing. You look at, I mean, I also look at different people podcast, okay, in their YouTube videos to see what they're working on, what are the tools, because it's, you cannot learn everything or you can be aware of everything happening in the world. Like, just I'm saying some tools, technologies, because I also learn from here and there. I also experimented things. I got the requirement to learn all this. Same way, I also learn from other people experiences, right? So the more you learn from other people experiences, YouTube, different articles in the Medium or in LinkedIn here and there. I do search about the trending topics. I do read a lot of websites which is very rich on tech content. That's how I feed myself all these technologies and updates. Okay, and I think this question is that aiming. I mean, if you want to become a you're working as a Azure DevOps, you want to architect, then system designing part, this networking, service to service connect, that mapping, those things you need to have. I think that will be good in that. Your thoughts on the data? I think it's already said. How is the demand for OpenShift? I will not say too much, but it has some demand. Kind of a subsection. Okay, so there are some demand, but I will not say it's too many or too much. Um, give some freelancing tips for DevOps engineers. Okay, what I will say, have some demo, have some portfolio ready, something to show to the this, hiring people, hiring managers. If you can have that while applying, just quickly at the beginning you should highlight them directly, so they can you can have a positive outlook for the recruiter or the recruiting person. You get the, you will get the opportunities faster. Okay, that should be the right way. Requirements for DevOps engineer versus cloud engineer. Okay, DevOps engineer mostly CI/CD, more the coding part, mostly, like it's a broader area. I would say you have from the communication team to the communication part to build, deploy, optimize, deploy to the infrastructure and all. But cloud engineer, in the name itself, it's a cloud engineer, right? It's specific to cloud. Okay, so DevOps role can include cloud or sometimes may not include cloud, but if it's a cloud engineer, that means it's specific to particular cloud, maybe AWS, Azure, GCP, or maybe other cloud. So that's the main difference, I would say. Skill wise, sometimes skill overlap, at least the system designing, architecture, this cell scripting, Linux knowledge, at least one programming long language. That is the common requirement. That infra as a code part could be another common requirement. But other things like CI/CD pipelines, monitoring solution could be also overlapping. But CI/CD pipeline specifically and communication, team to team communication, getting the requirements, system level requirements, deploying this sub specialized requirement, I will say you will see a difference between DevOps engineer and the cloud engineer. Okay, I think yeah, we are good now. Now I think the final part we are coming, which is this. Let me just quickly hide the comment. Hide the comment. Final part we are reaching. So impact of AI in the field of DevOps. So yeah, now listen to me very carefully, okay? And this is I think should be a big concern for many, that there are many such tools. If you see the LinkedIn feeds, or maybe different YouTube channels, or just look at anywhere, people crazy about DevOps tool. How can you use AI tools to reduce your own effort and do things faster? I think you should be having a positive outlook. Jobs will be, there will be problem, there will be always be overriding goes on, and there are problems like that, and people, and there will be always a lot of them. You cannot always all the time say it's a fault of AI. It's not the fault of AI. It's the fault of companies that they have overhired. It's the fault of those companies. They don't have a vision properly. Be it Google, be it other companies. I will not name too much companies. That I will say this their vision problem, and they also admit there's something. Whenever they fire people, do mass layoff, they say that okay, we have the problem. We are the responsible, because yes, they are the problem. They overhired. Okay, and then when the investors say that you guys overhired, cut off, otherwise stop investing, are forced to do cutoffs. That's the thing. Now, what I'm saying that you should not just say AI is bad. I'm not going to do AI. AI is not use case of mine. You should not do that. Instead, your outlook should be what is the best way that you can utilize the AI solution. I think this AI particularly is completely free of. If you go to ChatGPT, it's free of cost. You just log in and ask any question, you get good answers. Now it's not like that they will generate the final answer for you. Even if it's generating some codes, it can have problems, because otherwise, if it's so faultless, if it's so best, then you and me would have been not working. Okay, for me particularly, I'm utilizing ChatGPT to get the solution faster. Like suppose I have a problem, it would have been take me 2 hour 3 hour to debug and check. I want to save my time. Okay, I'm just asking the question, pushing the logs. Uh, of course, no secret credential and all that. Then it's generating, giving you the possible reason, and it's sorting out. Instead of spending 3 4 hours, I'm just using 10 15 minutes to solve that. It's huge performance boost for me. It's huge time saving for me. I want you guys to think the positive way. That how can you use this kind of tool set to reduce your time, to deliver things faster, to make time for your family more. Okay, that's what I do. I save my time so that I can spend more time with my family. I can go here and there. I can enjoy my life. I'm doing that, by the way. So, what I'm saying, AI is not that even in the next 5 years, I don't think so. 10 years, I never seen it, so I cannot 100% sure this. But at least 5 years, I don't think it's gonna replace you and me engineers. Who can they replace? Suppose you're not that of a great engineer, you have a very basic zero level skills. Zero level, like you're doing WordPress basics and all that. Then can be a problem. Okay, you need to have some kind of medium or specialized skill set. Otherwise, it will be a big problem, because you have the skill set that's not easily replaceable. For example, you're a Python programmer, you're working on the feature set, you are developing new things, new ideas. It's very hard for any AI to replace you at this moment, or maybe next 5 6 years. Okay, so what you should be focusing, not just have the pretty basic UI stuff. I mean, see, if you have the basic CSS skill or basic JavaScript skill, that can be quickly replaced. But if you are developing, say, UI features, you are designing very good looking UI, you are a UX engineer with some specialized skill sets, say React, you're developing very good AI, very faster application, your performance actually appreciated by other people, then it's not easy for the AI to replace you. I mean, may not be even that's the question. The thing is that if you are really good at some skills, no AI can replace you, at least for next 5 6 years. Okay, that's I can guarantee. So how you should be using AI then? You should be using AI for your own benefit. Generate a snapshot, like generate some code, generate some logics, and I'll be showing you what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, for example, if you come to this place, okay, uh, quickly I will show. Yes, Chat GPT. If you see, see, I'm such a guy that I have bought the premium also, because I if I found something good, I don't hesitate to spend money on it. Okay, so now suppose I want to generate the Kubernetes deployment manifest. You need to learn all this thing. You should have the basic skills to say what understand what you're asking. Okay, manifest, and it will generate a viable file for you, right? See, Kubernetes deployment manifest, simple application, and it will generate for you. So what I'm saying that, or suppose you already have some, this manifest file, and there's some problem happening, you can paste the same thing here, and you can ask this AI tool set to find out what is the problem, find out what is the issue, and they can fix faster. So that's what I'm saying, that it can make things faster if you use proper way. Okay, this is doing the full blown, full properly set it and configured. See all the CPU limits, request limits, image, whatever. It's just name it. If you want to give a URL, proper image URL and all that. So all things this perfectly. I will not say pure perfectly, but you have some starting point. Or sometimes it's getting faster. They will give the reasoning also. So I even use this AI tools. I mean, say ChatGPT, for example, or in question. I use that to learn a lot of things that would have been take me months. I've learned maybe within maybe 1 or 2 days, specifically Packard part. So Packard part, I want to do work for a company, and I know it takes time. So what I did, I come to here and say Packard important points, like say Packard important points, Packard crucial from the basics. What are the best topics feature you have? I keep asking here, and it giving me answer, and I keep using that. That's why I learn faster. So what I am asking you guys, that don't fear, don't reject, learn things here. This these tools can be benefiting you in bigger way. any problem, say for example, okay, you are getting a problem. My say Lena, say EC2 instance getting out of storage space. How to fix and make sure this doesn't happen anymore. Okay, I'm just giving a very quick, easy example. It will generate the response. How can you fix this issue? How can you prevent the issue? Then you should have some kind of say notification system, automatically scale up and all. This is the way you should debug and run the DFH to see why it's getting, what are the drives getting fully utilized, what are the things you can delete and all that. So I'm just giving an example that these tools can make your life a lot easier, and you should be using this kind of tools to make your life easier. Okay, and you should not run away from this. That was my entire point. Okay, so is the AI going to replace you? I will say the answer is no, it cannot. If you have the good skill set, not just basic zero level or say basic very minimum level skill, then of course you are easily replaceable. For not just by UI, anyone. You should have some kind of good skill set, some specialized skill set, okay, some programming, some feature development idea, some expertise knowledge. Then you are not so easily replaceable person or resource. Okay, so you might want to consider that point. AI going to replace you? No, if you have the right skill set. Okay, don't fear the AI. Use AI to improve yourself. I use this so many times, so many ways. Okay, and it's actually helping me things getting faster. I do solve a lot of complicated things faster with the help of this AI tools like ChatGPT, and I also experiment. So what I do? I do experiment with a lot of technologies. Now I have the money. I don't have to worry about say buying things or say these things. But so that's giving me flexibility. So I can experiment with lot of technologies, lot of things, which is helping me to boost my skills, my knowledge. The time to deliver is actually becoming lower, and I'm making more money that way. And I want you guys to think that way. How these AI tools can benefit you, can make your life easier. You should focus that way only. Okay, I'm just giving you examples. Now it's up to you to experiment, you to learn all this. AI not going to replace you if you have the right skill set. Okay. Oh, I've covered a lot, even if the video quality is not that great, I know, but I've covered the main points. By the way, one thing is, how do you manage to handle so much tech information to learn and apply? For me, I think because maybe I'm a freelancer, I do work with multiple projects, so I get to choose very interesting problems, and I try to use my knowledge and skills that I've learned, the latest skill set to utilize in those projects. And see, I'm since a kind of an architect level guy, more of a very experienced guy. So what I'm suggesting, they listen, and if they fit the use case, of course. So one point here, it's not like that. I know solution. I'm just going and deploying directly. Okay, first I have to write a document. So as a DevOps engineer, I think you can say as a senior DevOps engineer or solution architect, whatever you say, I have to first write a document. Okay, so after writing the document, I have to send the document to the CTO level person, or maybe it's very so 20 years, 25 engineers, 15 years. Okay, those level engineering guys. If there is no such engineers, then I have to directly represent the stakeholders, the CTO, or maybe it's not CTO, then the CEO directly. I explain the solutions, I explain the option, I explain the cost, I explain that the problem they can have in the future. I want them different ways. I try to give my best as a service provider. I want to be transparent. I want to give my best. Then leave the decision to the user. They can ask me question, I can give them the answer. And what happened? They have the question, of course. They said meetings, multiple meetings, not just one, two, even 5, 10 meetings also can happen on different topics. We decide what, how to go for, how to proceed, and then only we proceed. We just don't. I just don't go and blindly make the changes. No, there has to be countless discussion. There can be feedbacks. Okay, then we define the solution, and then only we go for the final implementation. It doesn't happen quickly. Okay, sometimes it's okay. Okay, there are two kind of gigs I receive. Okay, which is first one is the quick, maybe in a day, maybe in a 2 day or 3 day, you deliver, done. That's not stable income source of the freelance DevOps engineer. What we are after is a long term opportunities long time, so that I don't have to always look for different opportunities, different companies. Additional gigs come, which is okay, 500 $300 $1,000 coming in a day or 2 day, I'm getting that, I'm making money, which is fine, which is extra income. But that's a small income, it cannot feed me for the, or feed my family, or say I cannot without my expenses for months after months. I tend to look for the projects, or I accept the projects first. And first priority, getting a stable project, because I need to make sure my monthly expenses, all my luxurious things can go on. I can afford that. I can afford that. Of course, if you have the right skill set, if you have the right ability, then I will get the projects. I get the projects, I deliver them, they give me money, right? But I want to make sure it's a continuous, not just coming one day, 2 day delivering. No, I don't. It's not long term, right? First, you as a freelance engineer or any engineer being okay honest, you should be first this kind of constant projects team, okay? Constant going on this kind of stuff, always new challenges come or projects coming for a single client. Then if you have one or two main projects, you can work on your free time, maybe on weekends or here and there on different projects. So as a freelancer, my always goal is to work on at least one main project, and then work on the side different gigs. It helped me apply all the things that I'm learning, applying them. Due to that, sometimes I don't able to make videos. Sometimes I cannot join live. I have to reject different speaking opportunities. Is fine by me. My main goal is to learn things, enjoy that learning and applying there. If I have time after all this, I make content, make videos. So that's, everyone have their priorities. I have my priorities to learn, apply, enjoy, and then on different like make videos, make content. Because if I don't have a practical experience, if I don't have a proper project level live project experience, how I can teach other people? I mean, you can fake it, you can do it for a few months, you will run out of content, then you will be again, you'll be forced to learn things and then make the new content. So and whatever, if you want to make a practical level content, you cannot keep speaking in air and expect to happen. If you want to make practical content, you need to do practical real life experience first. That I will suggest. Okay. Okay, now I think your follow-up question is: can I ask as a freelancer in long-term projects, what will be the average range of money you can learn? If it's not comfortable, feel free to ignore the question. I will, yeah, it will be targeted. I'll be targeted. Otherwise, it's a public platform, so I cannot the exact amount, but I can say the standard amounts, right? That's okay. It depends. Based on your experience level, you can get different divisional amount. For example, you're a fresher or just getting started. It's very hard to get the freelance opportunities that way, because people with the right money, they look for the right people, and they will pay accordingly. Okay, if they have a low budget, they can go for the fresher. But usually, good opportunities come with a good amount. 2,000 per month or $3,000 per month, $4,000 per month. These are the starting point. If you are around say 8 year experience of at least 5 year experience engineer, you will get that much minimum. Okay, if you have the right skills and experience. If you are say 20, 25, of course, that fetch a larger paycheck. Okay, basically if you have the right tools, if you have the right skill set, if you have the right reviews, you can ask for more. See, I'm the right engineer, I have the right skill set, I have the attitude to get things done, I have the solution giving mindset. Then there's no problem. You can, if you have the chips in your hand, if you have the things to show in your hand, you will be, of course, getting much bigger monies than the if you don't have nothing to show. Of course, you cannot bargain, you cannot ask for more. Okay, you need something to show off. So that's the thing. It's all depends on the different uh, experience level, skill level, uh, how fast they want you to be joining the team. That's also depends, because if they want, like, we need urgently today or we need at least next week, then you can ask for more. See, I have other projects, you are asking if I can join you, that means I have to leave other projects, of course, then you have to pay me extra. Then why I'm rejecting other client and all. So these things matter. You have to be strategic about your money part. Is always have to be strategy. It cannot be so easy. But you be strategic, be outspoken, say, think loud and say too loud to the clients what you're thinking, what your expectation. You'll be in a better shape. Okay. Okay, lot of questions, lot of answers. I like today's session because I have, even though camera again not working, but my default camera worked and I'm able to complete session delivery. If anyone have the question, okay, it's already 9. But yeah, if anyone have any question, they can always reach out to my LinkedIn or in the YouTube comments. You can ask me. Also, by the way, if you are not following on the link, please follow. I mean, my connection limit. Usually, what happen, people get connected and it's okay. We can communicate over there. We can ask question. They get notified. But now, my connection limit is kind of already more than 30,000. So you have to follow so to get notified. And of course, there's some bell icon. I don't know what these guys did. That you need to click to get notified. Again, I'm not looking into that much of social things these days. Mostly, focus on this project and delivering complicated stuff. I'm working with some very complicated things, but I'm enjoying what I'm working on right now. Okay, so that thing, and in the YouTube also, if you are YouTube channel is search for Sandeep Das, you'll find it there. It's Learn Take with Sandeep, or just search for Sandeep Das. Let me just quickly give the link if you are watching my channel from, for example, LinkedIn. If you want to join the YouTube, see, I don't know if this link go to I don't think I can post to LinkedIn, but okay, just go to my profile, LinkedIn profile. There also you can click on the YouTube link, or you can just go to YouTube directly and search for Sandeep Das. You'll have it. Again, I'm kind of very much focused on different complicated but very good projects on cloud and DevOps project, which I'm enjoying. And of course, as days move forward, I'm going to share a lot of things. My first priority, of course, to get experience, get apply whatever knowledge I learn, I share with people time to time, right? So not like I'm 100% like always doing videos and all. Of course, I'm not in that mode. And money making in content is not my focus. Sharing knowledge whenever I get chance, that's my focus. Okay, and it's good actually. That way I can be true to yourself, true to myself. I don't have to promote fake things. I don't need to promote people for money. That's a good thing. Oh, I think yes, Akshay has a very good question. I have a question. Kalundi, can I ask there? Yeah, yeah. I mean, Akshay, if you want to ask a technical question on cloud networking, please feel free to ask. I am all yours. Because if other people not asking, whoever asking, there's I will answer. No worries. As I say, I didn't put any meetings tonight. I didn't put any, those things. Is good. Oh, what is your opinion? Okay, you Akshay, go ahead and ask. Till then, I'm answering Aditya Kushkawa's question. What's your opinion on Terraform Pulumi? Okay, if you're an operations guy and not from the programming background, yet you have some good skill, or maybe you want to have good skill on the cloud, then you start with Terraform. Okay, easy to learn. Even if you're not a programmer person, you can easily get started. It's good starting point. But if you're a programmer guy, you want high level customization. Maybe you want to keep your schema or your infrastructure requirement from database you're picking. Okay, so kind of you're giving a UI to your clients. They're putting some info, and based on the info, you're generating the infrastructure. Or maybe just you want to use any programming language to generate your infrastructure. Maybe Python, maybe Go, maybe JavaScript. Then Pulumi is for you. Again, if you see Pulumi pull their logics from Terraform and available SDKs only. So first things can implement in Terraform, then it's come to Pulumi. You want to follow that process also. You see how Pulumi designed, how the architecture, you'll understand better. I can discuss more into Pulumi and Terraform because I work in both technology for production projects. Terraform I have actually did more projects, but yeah, I mean I work on both technologies. I know all the difference and all, but I think maybe some separation maybe. Okay, I think this shorts, YouTube shorts actually going on. I have interest. I don't know how to make very good edited shorts, but I want to make. Maybe there I want to make this difference between Pulumi and Terraform as a short video I will make. Okay. So yeah, Akshay, if you Akshay, you can ask your question. I'm here. I will answer that. Yeah, anyone have any just ask Akshay? Anyone have any question? Feel free to ask. If it's many questions, it takes time. Is fine. I'm here for 9:30 till 9:30. Okay, so no problem on that. Let's see. It's good that a lot of question today. Also, okay, yes, he asked the question, so I'll just answer. So my VM having private IP secure network, I won't be able to connect to VM. How can I troubleshoot, or what are the things in between like private subnet and private subnet, private endpoint, private DNS? Okay, first thing is that you have a private IP secure network, so which means you cannot connect to that, that machine from a public network. That's the first point. Okay, then I won't be able to connect the VM, of course. Troubleshoot, how I can troubleshoot. So there is, you can do one thing is the VPN. So I think most cloud service provider, support this VPN. So you can create a VPN so that using their VPN client, VPN, virtual private network, right? So you can connect it to the via this VPN to the that particular VPC, or wherever your this private IP means machine, or this sub this VPC is. So you connect to that private network using the VPN, and then using the private IP, you can from your local, since you are, it will be acting like you are connected to that private network, not a public network anymore. You can quickly connect. That's one solution. Another solution is, so I think most cloud service providers now giving you the cloud console, or say cloud SSH console, like a session manager for AWS, or say even cloud shell kind of stuff. You can use that one. If it's AWS, there is this kind of thing. You can, even if you don't have um, even if you're trying to access from a public network, but since you are doing that via this kind of UI based kind of SSH console, it doesn't need any, those kind of requirement is not there. Only that thing that this 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 permission level, I think, is need some SSH permission, some specific IAM or whatever permissions required. You have to check the documentation of the particular cloud service provider. You can check that. Okay. Second way is, I mean, this is the second way. Third way is the bastion or jump host. Okay. So what you can do, you should be one host will be there. You can first connect with the bastion host or this jump host. Okay. It's a machine. It's a normal instance that you connect, and from that bastion host you connect to the private instances, okay, kind of via. But whenever the bastion or jump host is, make sure it's there's two-factor authentication is there, so that not like anybody can access that quickly, okay, because you are solving a problem of this access here. Your service is very secured. You don't want it to be accessed publicly for any reason. You don't want that to be exposed and compromised. That's why using this, that's why you're launching that instance of virtual machine in the private subnet, right? And having a private IP. So even if it's jump host, you want to make sure that you have proper authentication. For VPN, you have login procedure, you have the complicated certification that help you for the authentication. For jump host, even if you have the key and someone can get the key, so you need some kind of two-factor authentication, like Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator need to be integrated with that. Okay, sorry. So yeah, these three ways will be enough. Now, Aditya saying that I'm just getting into DevOps and I'm confused between Terraform and Ansible. Okay, this is actually very good question again. So Terraform is for uh, infrastructure as a code, or infrastructure automation. Okay, so using Terraform, you can create cloud infrastructure, not just cloud. Of course, you can other things also based on the provider. But we know this popularly because of this cloud person, because Terraform support AWS as well as GCP. Okay, that's the main one. And I have even in YouTube, even LinkedIn also shared content. How can you even do multi-cloud? Okay, now Terraform specifically get used for creating virtual network in cloud service providers, say AWS, your cloud. Then here you are creating a virtual cloud VPC. You're doing the CIDR, or say subnet and subnetworking. Then you are launching virtual machine in these subnets. Then you want to push your codes or application. You should be running that into this virtual machine. You want the storage to be set up. You want um, this say S3 need to be, you can access your VMs from VM. It should be able to access the S3 to, upload this blob file and all. So these are the requirements. You use Terraform to create resources, modify cloud resources. Okay, that's the primary use case. Now, what is the Ansible then? So you create infrastructure, you ultimately creating the VMs, right? In the VM you are running application. Now application to run, you may need XYZ software. Okay? So for example, you are going to run a web application. Then that for that you need Nginx, that you need, say, HTTP certifications, or you need maybe some files need to be there. All these requirements are there. So using Ansible, you are installing all this required software in the mass level. So in Ansible, what do you have? Ansible have playbook file, which is the requirements file. Okay, what do you want? You are scripting in this playbook files. Then you are asking to deploy all this playbook file to this cloud service. So you are asking to install softwares, configure all the system to a mass level, 10 instances, 100 instances, 200 instances, whatever number of instances you are targeting, host you're targeting. It will do all that via either certification level connect or maybe via SSH. Ansible will connect to all the servers, and it will over the SSH you will keep asking and pushing all the commands. Okay, so it can happen by the SSH, and of course there are other way of authentication. So specifically, you are installing software, managing configuration using Ansible. You are creating cloud resources with Terraform. That's the major difference. Okay. Oh, I think what's this thing say is Bastion host recommended production practice. Yeah, yeah. I think Bastion host or jump host is actually most common. Okay, because sometimes VPN solution people want, but the cost is somewhat is more than this in a jump host is only single instance, any engineer can connect and do that. But for VPN, cost wise, I found, maybe I belong from a the middle class family, the cost I see there, it hurt me. But I found this VPN solution to be a bit pricey for the cloud solutions and all, which I don't like, but it is what it is. And US clients, they have money, they can pay for all this. But if you ask me, I will if I have money, if I see enterprise level, I will go for VPN. If I don't have the money, then I will go for this jump for solutions with the two factor authentication. Glad you like it. Uh, hey, thank you, Shiva. So big fan of your content. Can you suggest how to get on-site opportunities? On-site opportunities actually a bit tricky, but it's not like impossible. Many people going to on-site, right? Even when the markets are totally downside, if you have the again, this all come back to the same thing. If you have the right skill set, if you have the experience, you can demonstrate the experience, you will get the opportunities faster. You can get the on-site opportunities. Now what are the companies that give you on-site opportunities? It depends, but mainly you should just whatever country you're targeting, that country, go and check what are the top companies that that's hiding over. You can see the overseas engineering going there, and they're promoting this. Okay, you need to bit research on that company list. Then you first target their official website, okay, their career site. Then you try their LinkedIn sites. Then you try to reach out. If nothing work out, then go to personal level and reach out the recruiters. You multiple level, you try, put effort, then you will get the fruit, you will get the opportunities there. Not easy. Whatever I say, skill building part, skill getting part, getting opportunities, even I'm saying like it's very easy, my voice it might sound easy, but in practical life, it's complicated. Nothing, okay, nothing easy in the world. Getting opportunity, getting payment, speaking with people, getting knowledge, applying knowledge, nothing easy. Okay, whoever say easy, maybe I also sometimes say easy, maybe it's easy for me. But the moment I'm saying it's easy on, if you have the proper right skill set, you already grinded enough, you have the knowledge, experience on, that can be easy for you. But someone who is starting, no idea whatsoever, it takes time, you will find it difficult, but over time you will overcome this. Okay, so same for you also. Make list of companies that you want to apply, research, keep applying, you will go somewhere. Yeah, don't worry. Ah, so, what is your option on AWS Skill Builder? I like it. I like the Skill Builder website. Even I was actually there was AWS re something I forgot. I was instructor there long time back, maybe 4 5 years back. I was instructor there. I forgot the reskill program probably. I forgot the name, but probably could be reskill. I was teaching container services there, AWS container services with I forgot the name whom. Um, I know the person well. Anyway, we have to remember all that now. But yeah, I work there. I think it's Ganesh probably who approached, and we work on that thing. So yeah, those kind of things we do. Skill builder is actually good. So it's good. Yes. Any more questions? I think since it's 9:16, why not answer a few more questions? I mean, I can wait till 9:30. So any questions, feel free to ask. And yes, one thing before ending the session, if you are thinking that you should be using AI tools and this chat GPT in question to be, you should. You should use this tool to learn things. You should use this tool to define your concept, learn things that you don't learn yet. Experiment, experiment, experiment. That's the answer to all your question about AI. Experiment it. Yeah, Aditya Singh, I know Linux, Docker, Git, Kubernetes fundamentals. Can you provide me a roadmap for next 2 months so I can land a job in college placements? Yes. I don't have very good memory with college placements, but people get opportunities there. People sometimes get big opportunities there. So yeah, we should. So what are the thing that you should be doing with this Linux, Docker, Git, and Kubernetes fundamentals that can you fetch you the job? First thing, next 2 months, each week. Okay. Now, first you research. Let's just go to website and even use the chat GPT. Actually, I will show you one cool stuff. Okay, I think that you might like it actually. So how I will suggest it. Okay, so let me quickly share the screen. I hope you can see. So for example, ChatGPT 3.5 is actually free for everyone. Okay, you don't have to be a pro or ChatGPT Plus for that. Now you go ahead and ask their important points to learn in Linux. I'm just showing you how I do things, so you can do the same things. Learn Linux. Okay, so it will list out what are the things that you require for Linux. Okay, I will show you another more cool stuff. Just let it done. So mainly you see basic commands, file permission ownership, which is proper package management. Now because we are experienced, we a bit so much experienced, we know that what are the things are proper and not. But I see these are quite a, you will say 90% to 95% correct these days with this chat GPT. Now system monitoring, logging, security, and all that. Now, suppose you want more. So, for basic Linux command uses, just go uh, give me command with samples. Do that. You'll see it will give the commands ls, la, cd, make dex, and say all automatic, right? You don't need a guy and mentor to sit with you and all that. Just you can ask question. Now, these are the answering, and you can like for ls about experiment more with ls plus grep. Okay, so with ls and grep, how many experiment you can do? Keyword searching, prefix, pattern searching. You see, so many good things you can do with all this combination of this chat, and you don't have to ask anyone. You can ask here. If you don't know anything, that also you can ask, and it will give you proper answers. Okay, so see, you can do all this cool stuff here. Now, what the next thing you should do? I mean, this is one thing. Now you say play college placement, right? So over another time, important Linux, uh, important Linux and shell scripting points to get opportunity in college campus recruitments. You can search. There's no problem in searching, right? Yeah, see, so increase your chances getting opportunity in college campus, Linux fundamentals, shell scripting, and let's see all this automation and all that. It keep it. You can refine the things. What I'm saying is that you can experiment. Okay, and with this, for example, last one you can say this one. So shell scripting also you can learn shell scripting. Uh, important points to learn. You can see every tool have positive and negative point. You can use the positive point to learn things. You can use negative point to cheat it. But I will suggest then learn way positive way. It will be better. Sort of thing you can learn quickly. Nothing to see. You have a better explanation. Also, I will say, yeah, this is the way I will suggest to learn things. It will be faster and better. Okay. Yes. So first month I will say learn Linux and shell scripting part. Second month you go with this Docker, Git, Kubernetes part. That will be enough. Uh, Thank you, Nam. Uh, Now, next question is that as in I'm working SRE, I wanted to work in foreign country. Can you guide me on how we should be processed toward that? So yeah, I mean, whatever country you want to, basically, I think maybe Europe or maybe US. I think that should be the target, and that's most target, or maybe Asian, but Singapore, such companies. Yeah. So. So yeah, whatever you want to apply, look at the requirements I mean, the country have to get you the opportunity and land there, because every country has the minimum graduation, BTech, all these things you should be looking. That's the first point. Then you look at what are the companies that you want to apply that, because there are a lot of companies, right? All these countries have. Look at what are the companies that you want to target with best work balance, best payment, best people, whatever is your requirement. You should be having that. Based on that, you should apply, and then apply. Go to, in the beginning, maybe you will not get a crack there, you will not get a job offers, but be consistent, keep on learning more. You on the failures you can learn. I mean, I don't call it a failure, I will say try. You try, not failure. If you stop, that might be a failure, but if you don't stop and try, you will eventually have the opportunities. I look at that way. Okay, so yeah, try, you'll get the opportunities. Foreign part, of course, there are so many complex things getting visa, and now is a hiring freeze going on. So maybe not the right time, but it doesn't matter to be right or wrong. You have to try and see for yourself what's happening. That's experience, I would say, right? So get experience. That's better. You will eventually be there, because even now also I know many people actually move to Canada. Many people move to UK, US. A bit tough, but there are opportunities if you have the right skills. So yeah, possible. You apply, go to different companies, make a list. As I say, if you are targeting the out of India companies, see, do your research. Find out what are the companies that hire Indians, allow Indians, or hire the ethnicity that you are from. Then look at their lifestyle. Is it good? Is it overlooked? I mean, for example, you join a company, Japan specifically. I know not all companies, but a few friends go to a few Japan company, and they regret now because they're overworked, underpaid. They want to come back very bad because the communication, there's very less people speak English, and they're kind of getting forced to learn Japanese, which they don't want, and they are asking something we can forward some opportunities here, which I help, and they're moving to, I think, what is the place? I'm not good at remembering names of the countries, but I think they moved to this Poland, I think. Warsaw something is that, I don't know exactly what is the country name, or a city name, but Warsaw probably is the name where I suggested, and they got the opportunity. They're working from there, and all this child support, uh, schooling, and all this kind of free for them. So yeah, they moved. I think the last 4 months back they moved. But yeah, it's kind of problem. No, not all countries good for you, even if you can hear say from many people. Not like you may not have the same condition as them, but you should apply, you should learn by yourself, you should experiment. That I would suggest, because you don't know it's good or bad. You need to experiment first, take the reviews of people that is there already working with the company. You should reach them directly on LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever the person is. You should apply, and that's how you should do it. Yeah, I think yeah, that's answered the most of the questions, and I think I will to complete. Say I've covered all the comments today. This is good. So yeah, if you are new to this channel, subscribe the channel to get updated with this kind of videos. Of course, one part many might be expecting today, this DevOps bootcamp video, but I have some guests. I have too much work pressure this week, so I didn't able to, unfortunately. Next week I'll be traveling to Mumbai, Pune. Um, and of course, Ahmedabad as a keynote speaker for container for AWS Community Day Container Edition. I might be in time crunch. Still, I will try to see if I can make that. I want to make a session on Boto 3 and AWS. Maybe it's short this time, but I want to make such a video live if possible. If not, I will make a quick video, maybe pre-recorded. I will see. I will try my best, but I don't know what's gonna happen. All this time crunch, I have to deliver projects, right? So yeah, that's the thing. I will try my best. If you're new, subscribe, follow, stay updated, keep asking good questions. I love that. Okay. Yep. Bye bye. Enjoy your today. Tomorrow onwards, you'll be working anyway. But yeah, best of luck, and be happy. Keep working. Keep enjoying your life. Bye.